Hello everyone, I am back. So I am standing in front of the big oak tree located in Thomasville, Georgia. It's really big. I'm going to record more of it later after I finish this video, but I just want to talk to you all about the tree. And the sad thing about it is I have ran into tourists who have walked up to the tree and they had no idea what type of history this tree holds. So I want you to get prepared. This information is a little disturbing. I can't find actual victims who have been lynched on this tree, but I do have a little bit of information that helps me prove that there has been lynchings on this tree. I'm sorry. I do have proof that there has been lynchings on this tree. Before I got here, I ran into some townspeople who are born and raised here in Thomasville, and they said, yes, this is the tree that I need to go and visit where lynchings have occurred. Now, I want you all to remember, in my last video about the lynching tree in Tallahassee, I explained to you what lynching is. Lynching is just a form, a certain type of killing. So it just doesn't mean hanging. It means stabbing, shootings, beatings, beat to death, burnt to death. That's lynching. So I'm going to read a little bit about this tree to you, and I just want you to brace yourself. Okay, so I found out that no one is allowed to climb this tree, and it's under video surveillance. So the limbs are also supported by cables to keep the limbs from collapsing from their weight. So they are trying to preserve this tree. Now, from the 19th century until the 1950s, the tree was a lynching tree. All lynchings were done to African Americans here on this tree. Castrations, beatings, stabbings, and hangings. Now, you would think that they were lynched, African American men were lynched for committing a crime. No, they were lynched for doing nothing wrong. This is what they did wrong. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time, in the wrong color skin. That is the reason why they were lynched. Now, Thomasville was once one of Georgia's most notorious sundown towns. So it could be why many African Americans, I don't know. I'm just trying to piece it together, why they would be chosen to be lynched here on this tree. So I'm going to also include this. Like I said earlier in the video, tourists are not told anything about the lynching history of this tree. They don't talk about it in schools, and they don't tell any of these stories to, I guess, younger children growing up, like in church. They don't talk about that part of the history of this tree. This tree is mainly like a site where you come and take pictures, and for tourists to come and stand in front of it and take photos, and they have no idea what happened on this tree. So I'm gonna record the tree so you can see there are burls on the tree, and we all, as for my last video that I made about the tree in Tallahassee that had that one burl, this has many. So let's go ahead and get ready so I can show you what I'm talking about. And before I do that though, I want to say this: nothing good comes from racism. So this is the big oak tree right here in Thomasville, Georgia. You see how high those limbs are? Like they go, I've never seen a tree this big before. I must say, I've never seen a tree this big before in my life. The limbs are going into the ground. This is the biggest tree I've ever seen. So I'm gonna go a little close to it, but I don't wanna go too close. I just wanna be able to show you some of the burrows that I noticed. There's one right there. I don't know what type of instrument that is stuck in the tree, but I know that caused some type of trauma. There's another one right there. Oh, I see what's going on. They're holding the tree up with those tools, and they don't realize what they're doing to the tree. There's another one right there, right there. I even saw some on the limbs over here. Wow, look at this tree. It is massive. Massive. So if you're ever visiting Thomasville, I see a lot of people coming here and taking photos in front of it. I was able to tell some of the visitors who were out here taking photos in front of the tree what happened on this tree, and they were shocked. They were surprised to hear that part of it. So I'm gonna back up, take more video from the street. It's really big. It's going over into the side right here, and there's some information on the tree, like the size of it. That's it. I don't see a lot of information. I'm just walking up the street now to see what's located next to it. There are businesses on this side, across the street from it. And this says Elizabeth Ireland Poe Park, the Big Oak. So I've read about her, and she has some type of connection to this land. So I will go into more detail, and once I find out more about Elizabeth Ireland Poe. So I'm heading back down this way because I want to show you what kind of information the big oak tree has in front of it on a small plaque. This right here is the, okay. They don't allow climbing, and I mentioned that earlier in the video. We're right here on Monroe and Crawford Street, and this is the information that we have on the Big Oak. So it says the Thomasville Big Oak, placed on the landmark and historic tree register by the Georgia Urban Forest Council 2017. This one just tells you information about it, the age, the spread, height, trunk, and yeah, it's located in Thomasville. And then you have this. This is it. It says 1787 to 1987, the National Arborists Association and the International Society of Arboriculture jointly recognized this significant tree in this bicentennial year as having lived here at the time of the signing of this Constitution. Another interesting thing that I noticed is that the courthouse is not too far from here. A lot of times when I do videos on trees, lynching trees, the courthouse is not too far, or there was once upon a time a jail located somewhere close to it. Thank you so much for watching. If you're going to be in Thomasville anytime, don't forget to visit the Big Oak Tree.